A mysterious glowing object just emerged from behind the sun and it's headed straight for a known interstellar visitor. But what is it, and is it on a collision course with 3IATLAS? What if an ordinary man spotted one of the brightest comets of our time? This could be your only chance this decade to witness such a comet. Say hello to Vladimir Bezugly. He's not a NASA scientist. He's an observer in Dnipro, Ukraine, who just happened to be scrolling through some public low-resolution images from the SOHO satellite's SWAN camera. It was a typical September day until it wasn't. Between September 5th and 9th, the camera captured something nobody expected, a little smudge, a bright blob hugging the sun. Vladimir, looking at the images on September 10th, realized this bright object was moving. It was real, and he had just discovered a comet. Since Vladimir's initial observation, the hunt has been on. A lot of other dedicated amateur astronomers, mostly in the southern hemisphere, have already successfully tracked and viewed our new visitor. The discovery is now official. On September 15th, it received the formal designation as Comet C 2025 R2 SWAN. But here's the crazy part. This comet might not be alone. While the spotlight is on SWAN, astronomers are tracking other strange objects. And some say it's not the only visitor out there. With 3IATLAS moving through the solar system, speculation is growing. Are these cosmic travelers connected? The most recent consensus on Comet C 2025 R2 pegs its current brightness at about magnitude +7. That means that it's still just a little too dim for the naked eye, even under the darkest moonless skies. Now, those who have successfully spotted it describe it as a stunning sight, a compact, condensed head with a thin tail streaming away for about 2 degrees across the sky. That's roughly the width of about 4 full moons stacked end to end. Right now, Comet SWAN is pulling away from the sun, but here's the twist. It's not disappearing into space. It's turning towards Earth. Is this a harmless pass, or could it come closer than we expected to? Well, mark your calendars for October 21st. That's the day that it reaches perigee, its closest point to our planet. This is when it will blaze past at a distance of only 25.1 million miles. Now, get this. Based on its spectacular orbit, astronomers estimate that this comet takes an astonishing 1,400 years to make just one circuit around the sun. So, if you see it, this is a literal once-in-a-millennium event. Comets are famously unpredictable though, but the professional predictions are incredibly exciting for amateur skywatchers. Comet experts, like Shichi Yoshida from Japan and Gideon van Buitenen from the Netherlands, suggest the comet will peak somewhere between magnitude +6 and +7 during the 3rd week of October. The bottom line here is simple. While you might need to rely on a good pair of binoculars or a small telescope for the best view, there's a very real chance the Comet C 2025 R2 could briefly become visible with your untrained eye. The celestial curtain is about to rise. Up until now, this comet has been a spectacle primarily reserved for all of our friends in the southern hemisphere, with us having been too close to the sun's glare in the northern hemisphere. But that's all starting to change. Now, if you're enjoying the analysis, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Okay, as October begins, the comet swings north, becoming a magnificent target for those of us above the equator. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a clear spot with a low, unobstructed view to the southwest just after sunset. By the middle of the month, it'll be a pretty easy target, climbing to nearly 3 fists high above the south-southwest at nightfall. By October 25th, just after its closest approach to Earth, the comet will be a spectacular sight, standing halfway up in the southern sky when twilight ends, and it won't dip below the horizon until after midnight. Now, this is your best chance to grab a clear view. The secret to being able to spot it is understanding exactly what you're looking for, especially if you live near a bunch of city lights. First, here's a crucial piece of advice. Forget looking for a sharp star-like point of light. The comet's gonna be diffused, it's gonna be faint, it's gonna be kind of a circular smudge. Now, that's because its light is spread out over a wide area. Even a seemingly bright comet can be easily washed out by city glare. So you've got to find the darkest sky possible for your best view. Now, unlike bigger, flashier, dusty comets of the past, which reflect a lot of sunlight and appear bright white or yellow, this comet is actually a gas-rich comet. Now, that means that this thing doesn't just reflect light, it actually glows. The sun's intense ultraviolet rays excite the gases in the comet's head, causing it to go fluorescent with a striking bluish-white hue. Think of it as kind of like a celestial blacklight poster. This beautiful effect, while wonderful for photographers, makes the comet less bright to the unaided eye. Most observers will describe it as a soft, nearly circular cloud that is noticeably brighter and much more concentrated toward the center where the nucleus lies. This fuzzy ball shape is characteristic of gas-rich comets. While images may show a striking tail, visually its narrow, faint appendage often gives the comet the classic apple on a stick appearance. It's not the kind of a broad, sweeping light show that's associated with great big huge dusty comets in the past. This one requires darker skies and careful viewing to appreciate its subtle features. People at NASA have speculated that it might cause additional meteor showers. This speculation stems from two-dimensional diagrams that make it look as if the comet's orbit may directly intersect Earth's orbit. But this is an optical illusion of a flattened orbital chart. In three-dimensional space, scientists have confirmed that the comet's orbital plane is slightly tilted, meaning its debris trail passes a considerable distance above or below Earth's orbit. So, while the timing is close, the chances of a spectacular or even noticeable meteor shower from this comet's dust trail are considered extremely low. So make sure you focus your efforts on actually spotting the comet itself, as that is the definitive event. Now here's where things get kinda wild. SWAN isn't alone. There's a total of 3 intriguing comets: C2025K1 from ATLAS, C2025R2 from SWAN, and C2025A6 from LEMON. These are all currently passing through our solar system. The astronomy world is buzzing, particularly at C2025A6, or LEMON, because that holds the most promising chance of becoming visible to the unaided eye, making it a potential celestial treat for stargazers. This comet season is further spiced up by the presence of the unusual interstellar object, or 3IATLAS, which is generating debate over its very nature. Discovered in May of 2025, this comet faces a critical moment as it approaches its closest point to the Sun, or perihelion, on October 8, 2025. It's currently lost in the Sun's glare and is only going to offer a show if it survives this intense heating. Now, if it remains intact, K1 ATLAS is expected to reach a magnitude visible through binoculars, but its position will keep it low on the horizon until late November, making it a challenging target for most observers. Its closest approach to Earth will be on November 24th to 25th in 2025. C2025A6, that comet is the best bet for an unaided eye sighting this year. It was discovered by the Mount Lemmon survey in Arizona on January 3rd. Analysis of its path confirms that C2025A6 has a very long period, orbiting the Sun roughly once every 1,396 years. It last passed Earth around the year 629 and won't return until about 3421. The comet is steadily brightening and is anticipated to be at its most observable around late October, possibly reaching naked eye visibility from dark locations around October 31st or November 1st, just before its perihelion on November 8th. Its closest approach to Earth is going to be on October 21st.